Good afternoon, everybody. So, I just watched some videos last night or this morning, I don't really remember, but there have been new update patch notes that have been released for Splatoon 3 that are planning to be released this afternoon. So, let's get into the video and start reading them. So, fixes to multiplayer. The weapon is the Arrow Spray, MG, and RG, and they have reduced the amount of ink consumed by approximately 9%. So, based on that, I'm guessing we're gonna see a lot more of those in Turf War and Anarchy, because the ink efficiency is gonna get better. Any buffs, basically, right after the update, they're gonna be using them. Splatter Shot, Tentatek Splatter Shot, and Hero Shot Replica. Reduce the scatter of shots while on land by approximately 17%. This also includes mid-air shot scatter reduction from the Intensify Action gear ability. The mid-air ink scatter will now be closer to the effect while shooting on land. So, I guess this is a buff for not only the splatter shots, but also for the Intensify Action ability. So your shots are going to be more accurate, I'm guessing, and you won't have to dip into ink to reset the RNG of it. So that's a pretty good buff, especially because I nerfed the Tentatek Splatter Shot. So NZAP 85 and NZAP 89 also reduce the scatter of shots while on land by approximately 17%. This also includes mid-air shot scatter reduction, literally the same thing as the splatter shots, so same buff. NZAP 85 is probably going to use more because of the tactic cooler though. Splatter Shot Pro and Forge Splatter Shot Pro. Increase the radius of the ink splatter at the point of impact by approximately 8%. So better painting, that's what I'm guessing from the notes. Luna Blaster and Luna Blaster Neo. Reduce the scatter of shots mid-air by approximately 25%. Also made mid-air shot scatter reduction from the Intensify Action gear ability easier to activate even with a smaller number of gear abilities. The mid-air ink scatter will now be closer to the effect while shooting on land. The effect gained from equipping the maximum number of Intensify Action gear abilities will not change. So, I'm guessing the accuracy of the Luna Blaster is going to get better, but the maximum effect that would be applied if you already have a lot of Intensify Action is going to stay the same. So I guess it's only for if you have one piece of Intensify Action, I guess that's going to improve it by a lot. Dynamo Roller. Reduce the amount of time it takes for ink to begin recovering after a horizontal or vertical swing by about 1/6 of a second. So, ink recovery buff, that's good too. Painbrush, my main. Reduce the amount of ink consumed when swinging the brush by approximately 25%. And reduce the amount of ink consumed when holding the ZR button to paint while moving ahead by approximately 25%. I kinda wish they would have buffed the beginning wipe time, but I guess this is good too, because I already had a bunch of mains of Ink Saver, but I guess I can finally go without some. GooTuber adjusted the display indicating the charge amount to make it easier to tell when it will exceed 100 damage dealt. I'm excited to kinda see how that looks. I don't really main snipers, but maybe the design's gonna look cool. Bloblobber. Increase the radius of ink splatter at the point of impact and from ink spray by approximately 10%. Buff for Bloblobber, as if it wasn't chaotic enough in Anarchy. Tri-Stringer. Increase the damage dealt to opponents by the explosions of shots lodged in the terrain from 28 to 30. It needed that. Even though I hate the weapon, that buff from the very beginning, it was really needed because the damage was absolutely terrible. Increased movement speed while charging and while fully charged by approximately 13%. So kind of like what they did with the Snipe Rider. Specifications for some sub-weapons have changed. Sprinkler. Ooh, Sprinkler buff. extended the duration of the state where the ink is strongest immediately after placement by approximately 3 seconds. So it's gonna take longer to break down. That's really good. Angle shooter. Increased the damage dealt to opponents by direct hits from 35 to 40. That really hardly ever does anything. I think kinda they should improve the radius of the damage instead of just the exact damage. Specifications for some special weapons have changed. Trizuka. Increase the damage dealt by explosions from 40 to 60. I guess you can... it's gonna be bad for multiplayer. Inkvac. Increase the radius of the ink shot explosion by approximately 50% when the amount of the opponent's ink that was sucked up is at the minimum. Increase the radius of the ink shot explosion by approximately 25% when the amount of the opponent's ink that was sucked up is at the maximum. Okay, better paint. Wait, no. Not just better paint, it's bigger damage radius. Super Jump. Increase the amount of damage dealt to players caught in an explosion near a decoy from 60 to 70 and increase the radius of that area by approximately 38%. Increase the radius of the decoy explosion area that deals 35 damage by approximately 20. So I'm guessing the paint stays the same, but the damage is buffed. Inkjet. Decrease the radius of the explosion area that deals 50 damage by approximately 15%. No damage to the radius of the area that deals 30 damage. That is great. It was a really needed change because people who were using the ballpoint splatling, they were just horrendously using Inkjet to get me in flanks and stuff. So, okay, Clash Blaster got a buff, Carbon Roller got a buff, Rapid Blaster got a nerf, Tri-Slosher got a nerf, Mini nerf, and Ballpoint got a nerf. I'm happy that it got a nerf. I hate the weapon. Changes to the lobby. This is just the only thing. This is just summarizing the other thing. Okay, this is really useful because you can join a room when a private battle's in progress instead of just getting denied. And here are some bug fixes, and multiplayer fixes. You can read this. You can pause it. Yeah, it's just bug fixes. So, this was just a little short video, and I hope you enjoyed. Sorry, my voice sucks. The microphone that I have on my computer is terrible, and I'm not used to doing voiceovers, but I'm gonna try to get used to it. So, I hope you enjoyed, and have a nice rest of your day.